Afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the August 19th, 2021 meeting of the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Interpreter Licensing Committee. It is 2:17 and we will call the meeting to order. Kyla, can we have a roll call, please?
Sure. Commissioner Benton?
Here.
Commissioner Jantz?
Here.
Commissioner Cinco?
A roll call, please.
Sure.
Here.
Staff President Victoria Vaughn?
Here.
Emmett Hassan?
Here.
Carmen Smith?
Here.
Myself, Kyla Dalton Nava, and Jeremy McCone.
Here.
Thank you very much. Moving down to the second item on the agenda is the committee chair's report, which I do not have a report right now. The third item on the agenda is the review and approval of the sign language interpreter license applications. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the applications? Can I have a motion to approve the applications?
This is Commissioner Jantz. I would like to make a motion. However, I'm not sure how the interpreters would like me to move forward. Is the interpreter? Okay. All right. Dustin, you got the list ready. You're ready as always. This is Commissioner Cienko. I'm sorry, but the screen froze for a minute. Can you repeat that? This is Commissioner Jantz. I was just saying that I would like to make a motion, but I wasn't sure about how to move forward. I wasn't sure if the interpreters had the list ready, and Dustin has it ready. The interpreters have it ready. So I'm going to just make my motion with the last names only, but I'm going to have the interpreter say the full name. I move that we approve the licenses for the following individuals: Joshua Abenchuan-Chan, Laura Allinger, Sharon Behun, Stephanie Blondeau, Yi-Hin Chan, Chrissy Chiasson, Rachel Cropper, Brenda Diley, David Donahue, Amanda Dorsey, Yetkaterina Dunams, Stefan Easterly, Carrie Garrison, Rosalind Gillis, Tilly Gray, Sarah Hemmert Tubbs, Mitchell Hines, Amy Kalmhus, Megan Kelly, Jacqueline King, Kathy Koch, Catherine Kubat, Nicole LaForge, Tamar Lanny, Sean Malden, Callie Marsh, Susan McGee, Fred McKinley, Mandy Muscato, Tamar Nelson, Mark Riddle, Dana Redfield, Teresa Schmidt, Julie Sixta, Brad Stone, Lori Sutton, Amy Weigel, Seychelle Wiley. Oof. This is Commissioner Cienko. Do your fingers hurt after fingerspelling all those names?
And it was only 50%. Sheesh. Do I have a second to that motion?
Last time, I think I spelled both names. I spelled full names. Traumatic experience for me. All right, I second the motion. This is Commissioner Cienko.
Thank you. All those in favor, please indicate by raising your hand. Opposed? Motion carried. Again, Commissioner Jantz.
In my defense, I would just like to say that I saw Katie's comment about spelling the entire names, and I learned my lesson. Just going to do the last names from here on out. This is Commissioner Cienko. Since Commissioner Richard Vanover left, we've got big shoes to fill. Hope I'm doing well.
Thank you. And as always, thank you to the staff for all the work that they do to put this together for us. That was 38 that we reviewed this time. There's a lot of information, a lot of me being pestery and bugging Victoria and asking questions and getting clarification. And I really appreciate it. It just gets better each time. And I really appreciate that we can have that type of collaboration. So thank you to you guys for all the work that you do. So we had 7 in-state this time. It's always great to see some in-state. One of those was provisional. So of the 31 that were out of state, there was even 1 CDI and 1 person who was legal. So those are really exciting. Love to see more the pool of CDIs growing, even if they're not in the state of Arizona, but they're state licensed. So that's, yep, very exciting. Yep. So we can
Very
always
exciting.
grab them through VRI. So yeah, that's wonderful. But that was a big chunk of work. So thank you to everybody for everything you did. Appreciate that. Okay, I will, we can move on down to the rules update and the 5-year rule review. And I guess we'll turn that over to Carmen.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Just very quickly on the rules update. As you all know, we were in the process of looking at the rules for the legal A and provisional licensees and the impacts of COVID for those licensees because of not being able to travel, even though some of the travel restrictions now have been lifted. Some of the testing is now open and available, but that train was already on the track. So we kept it moving, and our rules, the recommendations, the amendments, they were accepted to allow those individuals that currently have a legal A license to continue to practice until their renewal in 2023. And so if those individuals who currently, who do not have the SCL or do not have the BEI CIC by their renewal date in 2023, they will automatically be downgraded to, excuse me, to a legal C. And that is the last opportunity that they will have to do that. There will be no additional extensions to that. So we were happy to be able to be successful in that process. And again, one of the reasons that we did that is because there were many other professions that had the opportunity to have their any rules not apply to them if they were unable to travel to take a test. I can't name any of those current boards right now, but there were quite a few that the governor approved, and if they could not take remote tests, they were given extensions. So the professionals that serve our community were given those same that same option. And one of the comments that was made at the GERC meeting was that the commission's actions were exactly what they look for. That when there are things that will impact licensees that may be burdensome, those kinds of things, or cause them to have to expend additional funds, those kinds of things, that is what they expect from commissions or any regulatory bodies to make the governor's regulatory review council aware of that and have the solutions, what the next steps will be. So we feel very proud that we're meeting those expectations of the regulatory review council. The 5-year rule review, if you all will remember, is about all the rules of the agency. And our review was due July 30th for the 5-year review. And I did put in a request for, of course, with Sherry's support, put in the request for a 1-year extension. And that extension was granted. So it really works out beautifully in that in just maybe another month, I forget when the legislative session closed, but in another, at 90 days after session is over, new rules and new laws go into effect. So when the new laws go into the effect for the commission, we will be able to make considerations in our 5-year rules review related to more issues focusing on the deafblind, issues focusing on any other interpreting issues that might come up. As a matter of fact, one of the areas of great interest is deafblind interpreting. And so it will be a great opportunity for us to look at any rules that would surround that. How do we want to apply that? How do we know when interpreters are most qualified to work with deafblind individuals? So it seems that everything really just kind of, the universe was in alignment and all these things will come together. And I also was given instruction that that is what they expect when we come back, that we not be requesting another extension for quite a while. So we have our hands full to make sure that we cover every possible area so that we are not before the review council again. So any questions on either of those, the licensing issues related to COVID or the 5-year rules review process?
Yeah, I had a question. Did we not also have, in addition to the legal, did we not have a provisional language that we submitted as well?
Yes, I'm sorry, maybe I failed to say them both, but it was for the legal aid and for the provisional. So any provisional licensee that's in their final year of their license, they get that same option that upon renewal in 2023, if they do not have, if they have not taken the performance test, then they will actually, for those individuals, they will no longer be able to practice. So again, there's plenty of time, this window now, to get that done. I hope that people can, because of course we all know that there's now the Delta variant. We don't know what those issues might be, but per our rules, we are locked in. Those rules were made effective immediately. The meeting was on August 3rd, and the package was submitted on August 4th. So those rules are in effect. I'm still waiting for something official in writing from the Secretary of State's office. I have not received that, but due to the fact that the council voted unanimously to approve those both, it did include an effective immediate date for the provisional and the legal aid licensees.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
In regard to the 5-year rule review, I had the opportunity this summer to be a volunteer SSP at the deafblind retreat. And I've never worked as an SSP before, and it was a real eye-opening experience. And I know that we worked last year through the licensing and all of that language regarding SSPs and interpreting and all of that kind of stuff. And it was very, very enlightening to actually spend 4 days in that role. And there were professional interpreters, licensed interpreters that came in and that provided interpreting for the large group. But then that information then all trickled down to the SSPs, and it was very interesting. So I feel that I'm in a different position now to participate in that conversation as we move forward with that. It was an awe-inspiring couple of days, exhausting, but Andrew did a fantastic job, and in his committee did a great job. But I look forward to working on that with the group as we go forward.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's great to hear. Yeah, if you've never worked as an SSP before, I would encourage you to do so. It's been many years since I've done that, but I worked with the experience in North Carolina called Camp Dogwood. And it was about, again, a 4 or 5 day process, and you are exhausted at the end. But my goodness, you have such an elevated level of respect for individuals in that profession, and certainly more respect for deafblind consumers in the challenges that they face and overcome. So we look forward to being able to increase our knowledge as well about the role of interpreters as it relates to deafblind individuals and meeting those unique needs. And we have had some challenges that we faced in requests for interpreters, and we'll certainly share those as we look at how we want to address that. I can imagine we will do some committees of some sort to talk about qualifications and skills and what, if anything, should be done differently, perhaps to our rules, to make sure that we're taking all of those things into consideration.
Great, fantastic. I look forward to that.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Carmen regarding the 5-year rules update? No. Okay. Next item on the agenda is announcements. Any announcements? Seeing none. Public comments? No public comments. Okay. All right. Then I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Commissioner Jantz.
Is there a second?
I second that.
All
Commissioner
those in
Stanko.
favor? We are adjourned at 2:34 p.m. Thank you, everyone, for your time. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.